Keith one-time Thurman has once again reiterated his desire to have unification fights with the other champions in the welterweight division. And in his view, the unification fight should take priority over fighting top contenders, mandatory challengers, etc. He's really eager to have unification fights and leave one man left standing who is universally recognized as the welterweight champion of the world. How do you think Keith Thurman would do against the likes of Danny Garcia and Jessie Vargas, also Kell Brook if he goes back down to welterweight? Do you see him winning all those fights? You think he would lose to some people there? And how do you feel about him prioritizing unifications above fighting the highly ranked contenders? And the highly ranked contenders would include people like Sean Porter, a guy who he just beat in, I don't want to say controversial fashion, but it was definitely a debated decision. And also Errol Spence is another highly ranked contender. And we have to see what happens with Spence because he is the mandatory for Kell Brook's IBF world title. So it's either going to be Brook or Spence that is the IBF champion. Actually, let's be fair, somebody will have to fight Errol Spence for the IBF title if Kell Brook vacates. We don't know who that's going to be yet. So anyway, how do you feel Keith Thurman would do against those guys? And do you agree with his goal or his decision to prioritize unifications above fighting mandatory challengers and top contenders? Now, obviously, that's what he wants to do. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work out that way. A lot of the sanctioning bodies can be very strict when it comes to enforcing mandatories. Sometimes they are lenient, particularly when it comes to allowing unification fights, but it depends who you are and who you got behind you. It depends how big of a cash cow you are and how big of a cash cow the person is who is your mandatory. So, yeah, I'll be very interested to hear your thoughts on this, people. What do you think about Keith Thurman versus Danny Garcia, Jessie Vargas? Who's the other champion now? Kell Brook, sorry. Yeah, what do you think about him versus those guys? Who would win? Who would be the last man standing? Drop your comments in the comment section below. It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.